Welcome to Conjure Live number 5, episode number 5. Welcome. Come on in this room. Today's talk is called Not Every Ancestor Walks with You in Every Season. Not every ancestor walks with you in every season. And I'm going to speak to you as the woman who respects your intelligence, your life experience, and your capacity, because most of you are probably not in your first act. You are probably now going on to the season part of your life, and you're not new to responsibility. You're not new to decisions that matter. What may be new to you right now in this particular season is really where the old ways of knowing stop working. The old ways of doing things, the old ways you get your guidance and your inspiration and your information are changing. Things are new. And if that's happening for you, just put a comment in the chat and say, yes, that's me. That's me. Yes, I am recording, Bliss. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah. So before we go any further, what I'd like to do is I really want to open up the space and invite the ancestors to come in. If you're comfortable right now, you can either close your eyes or just kind of glaze down a little bit and just take in this moment and bring the ancestors in. And we're just bringing the ancestors in. And so you can speak these words with me, or you can just listen to them and feel them. Ancestors of blood and bone, ancestors of love, ancestors in my lineage and beyond, ancestors whose names we know, whose names we don't know, we acknowledge you. We invite you to be here with us today in this space. We don't call you for spectacle or performance. We call you for guidance rooted in truth. Wisdom keepers, those ancestors that hold our medicine, who walk with us in this season, those assigned to help us with our clarity, our discernment, and our steadiness. We welcome you. We welcome you. Into any energy that is not in right relationship with our well-being, not aligned with truth and integrity, you are not welcome here. Please be gone. Now let this space be a clearing, a seeing, a steady listening, and let this space be of wise counsel. And now take one more deep breath and just release. And then when you're ready, just come back with me. Yeah. So if you have any ancestors that you want to invite to join us today, ancestors that you know would want to provide you with guidance and support and wrap you in love, just place their name in the comments and let's welcome them in. Let's welcome them in. Place the names in the chat, or you can place the names in the comment if you're listening on Facebook. Invite them in. Invite them in. So here's what I want you to understand first. Guidance is actually seasonal. Guidance from our ancestors and our wisdom council is seasonal. And in many modern spaces, people talk about the ancestors as if they're one fixed group with one fixed role or responsibility. And many people feel that ancestors are just there for us to heal. You hear a lot about ancestral healing, which is a part of the work that we do, but it is not the biggest part. It is not the biggest contribution that we can give to them or that they can give to us. Because that's not how their wisdom works. Different seasons of life require different types of counsel. There's seasons when we need protection. We need to be protected. We need more endurance. We need momentum. We need confirmation in some seasons. And then there are seasons where we need restraint and discernment, because the cost of a wrong choice is higher than it used to be. I'll say that again. The cost of a wrong choice is higher than it used to be. And if you're in your second act, you know what I mean. That this time you really have a lot on the line and you want to get it right. And there could be a lot on the line because you want to be sure that you are heading into something that is going to be more fulfilling than in your first act. For some, it could be about finances. For others, it could be about wanting to leave a legacy or feeling as if they have a limited amount of time. Your decisions in your second act are not just about ambition, they're about stewardship. They're about stewardship. And what you build now must be livable, sustainable, and it must be from your own truth. And because of that, the kind of guidance that once worked may not feel like it's working now. Not because guidance is gone. So sometimes people think I'm not receiving the guidance. I don't have any information. It's not gone. It's because your life is no longer asking the same thing. And what happens is that many accomplished women are experiencing kind of a strange tension. So some of the things that I hear when women come to me to do this work is I feel supported, but I don't feel directed. They're feeling like direction is missing. And they feel a sense of presence from their wise counsel, their wisdom counsel, their angels, their ancestors, and spirit guides, but they don't necessarily trust the interpretation. If that's you, if you don't trust the interpretation of the messages that you're receiving, just put, yes, I don't always trust it. And I hear them also say, I used to be certain and now I'm careful because they're not really sure about next steps. And really, it's because the guidance needs to come from a different place. You can no longer get the guidance from where it was coming from before. And that carefulness, it's not weakness, it's what I call maturity. It means that you're maturing. And in earlier seasons, guidance often came and showed up from instruction. Do this, do that, go here, avoid that. But our later seasons, those seasons where we're in our second act, they're often different. And these seasons really ask the questions of what really matters to me now? What's important to me now? And what is worth my energy? What is it that I want to do that's going to be worth me putting the energy into it? And what is mine that I don't really need to carry anymore? What is it that I'm holding on to that I don't need to carry anymore? What do I need to let go of? And I find that when women come to me, that is one of the big things. They're saying, I have so much that I'm carrying, this load that I'm carrying, and I really, really am ready to let it go. And in some cases, people don't even realize they're carrying a load. And so we're able to discover that that's part of what's happening. They're trying to take what they've been used to into the new season. And what they're realizing is that what is no longer aligned, they're questioning whether if it's still going to work. And I can tell you it will not. What is no longer aligned is not going to help carry you into the second act where you're able to really embrace that ancestral medicine in a much deeper way. And what happens is oftentimes people keep listening for instructions. When is the wisdom going to come? When is it going to come? What is the wisdom actually offering? And they then begin to feel like it isn't there. But I can tell you the wisdom is there. The guidance from the ancestors is there. The guidance from your ancestresses, it's there for you. It just requires a different way of receiving the information and the messages. So not every ancestor walks with you in every season. Not every ancestor walks with you in every season. Now let's talk a little bit about that title because that's the title of the talk today. And some ancestors walk close during survival season. They help you get through that time in your life where you're just trying to make it. You're trying to survive. And then some walk close during that building season where you're getting established and they help you get established and they help you build and become the person that you are. And then there's some that walk close during seasons of discernment and when it's time for you to really step into your legacy. They help you decide what comes next and what cannot come with you. What comes next and what cannot come with you in this season. And when seasons change, the guidance may change. When seasons change, the guidance may change. And when the guidance change, a wisdom keeper who held you during one chapter of your life will step back because their work is complete. It isn't because they don't want to support you anymore, they're not there, but that wisdom keeper has to step back so that the next wisdom keeper that's really ready and is here to walk with you in this next season can step forward. So this isn't abandonment. This is what we call completion. There's a completion for that wisdom keeper now. And then the other wisdom keeper steps forward, not loudly, but steady, particularly in this season. In your second act, that ancestor comes forward and they're steady and they're there. But many women miss it because they expect guidance to sound the same and be the same as it did before. And they don't understand that it's different now. And they begin to feel like the guidance isn't there, the information isn't there. But as elder wisdom comes forward, it doesn't shout, it just steadies. It steadies you. So here's what I want you to do this week. And actually, we'll do a little bit of this right now. Let's do a little of this. Pick one decision that you've been circling with, not the most urgent one, but the one that keeps kind of lingering for you. So give you a second to think about what that is. So what kind of guidance does this season require for you? So ask that question. Just close your eyes for a moment. Your ancestors are all around. They're listening. Maybe you feel them. Maybe you see them. Maybe you don't feel or see anything. Know that they're there. And then just ask, what kind of guidance does this season require? And then listen. Then just listen for steadiness, not excitement, not fear, not urgency, just steadiness. And then you'll ask the question as the ancestors are all around you, feeling their energy, taking it all in, all of those ancestors that we invited into this room, invite them in. Invite them in. And ask, who is walking with me now? Who's walking with me now? Now, you may not get a name, but you will often feel a quality. You may feel a firmness, some clarity, some warmth, maybe some restraint. The point is not to force the message. The point is to recognize that there's a relationship forming there. And it's okay if you don't get anything right now. This is something that you can do on a daily basis. Just feel into it. Who's walking with me right now? Who's the wisdom keeper that is showing up for me right now? And even if you don't get a booming message, which most people don't, that's okay. Just allow that ancestor to show up the way it's supposed to show up. Allow them to show up for you in the way that they're supposed to show up. So now close your eyes again, taking a deep breath. And release. Once again, you're in the circle with your ancestors. And allow that circle to be in any place that you want that circle to be in. It could be outside, it could be inside, it could be in one of your favorite places. Allow that ancestor group of wise beings, the ancestresses, the wisdom keepers, spirit guides, angels, and all other elementals that are here to support and guide you on your path. Invite them in. Welcome them in. Thank them for being in your circle, being in your life, and providing you with guidance, letting them know that you are open to their wisdom. And you may have one question, something that keeps coming up for you right now. It may be the one that you just thought about, a decision that's coming up. And just sit in their presence for a moment and ask them to bring you some guidance, clarity, information, whatever you need to know what the next step is for you. Ask them to be here in this moment and give you that. And I'll give you a moment to just feel their energy and notice any sensations, thoughts, images, whispers that come up for you. And just come back in the room, knowing that you're bringing their presence with you, thanking them for being there, and just stepping back into the present moment. If you realize that guidance has changed and you want personal orientation around who's walking with you now, what they're asking you to notice, how to interpret what you're sensing without guessing, that's exactly what we do in Conjure Wisdom. And I want to extend this invitation to you, if you're ready at this point to hear what your wisdom keepers have to say about your next steps. If you're looking for guidance and direction, and you want to know who is stepping into this next season with you, that's what we do in Conjure Wisdom. And you can schedule a Conjure Wisdom session with me. We'll uncover who your wisdom keepers are that are walking with you in this season, how they want to connect with you, different rituals, tools, resources, meditations, the things that you can do to have a deeper connection with them so that you can hear their messages directly. And then you'll have an opportunity to ask any questions and get clarity about anything that you want clarity, and I will channel their messages for you. We may work with ancestors that you know, but most of the time, the ancestors that we receive guidance and information from, and the best guidance and information, they come from ancestors that are multiple generations back. We may even go back 15 generations to give you information about what you need to do in order to be fulfilled in your next steps. So if you're interested, I will drop that in the comments in just a moment. But I want you to know that Conjure Wisdom is not about hype. It's not about performance or spiritual entertainment. It is wise counsel, wise counsel. And it's a private session where we orient you to your season, your wisdom keepers, as I said, and the kind of listening this chapter requires. You become connected to that wisdom that you've been seeking or wanting that will support you in your next steps. So if you feel a pull, you can schedule a session with me, and I will pop this in the comments on Zoom, and then I will come over to Facebook after we're finished, and I will pop the link in there as well, so that if you are ready and would like some support then I definitely want to be sure that we give you some support. So let me just paste that over there. And you can learn more about the Conjure Wisdom, helping you with ancestral guidance in your next steps. Yeah, there you go. I want to thank you for being here, for joining me again for Conjure Live episode 5. Next week, we'll meet on Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, 4:30 Eastern time for another Conjure Live. It'll be Conjure Live 6. Not sure what the topic will be, but you'll be getting that information. If you're on my email list, you'll receive the information by email. If you're in the group, you'll receive it in the group. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening like women who really respects the weight of her own life. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. And I have something else for you. I have a free guide that explores 3 core ancestral wisdom keepers and guides: the seer, the healer, and the guide. And these will help you to start unlocking your ancestral gifts and step confidently into your sacred role. And once again, I will pop that in the comments on Facebook when we're finished. And I'm going to pop them in the comments here on Zoom. So you have it. You can go over and download that and start working with some of your wisdom keepers, beginning to know who they are and who is ready for you right now in this season of your life. For those of you who are listening on Zoom, stay on the line. We're going to have the Conjure Live after chat. Stay here, stay connected with me, and we'll continue to talk. For those of you who are listening on Facebook, if you decide that you would like to join us on Zoom next time, type Zoom in the comments and I'll be sure that you get the link so that you can join us. If you download the Wisdom Keeper Guide, you'll be on my list, so you'll receive the emails anyway that will give you all of the information. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday. Bye for now.